Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session on having a look into the Australia and New Zealand Points of View Reference Centre. This session is designed for the libraries as part of the Pukenga Consortium. And I am Han Wool, and I am one of the trainers here at EBSCO. My contact is just up on the screen now, so if you have any questions about anything that I covered today, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. So I've got some objectives for today's session. It's my hope that by the end of today's session, you will be able to describe the Australia and New Zealand points of view reference source, navigate the browse and search options on the interface, and locate the 4 essays presented on any included topic. And these are some special documents that we'll deep dive into during today's session. Be able to locate some supporting information on a topic from other resources. You'll be able to browse publications and find some online help and support for this resource. And I do want to start off by going through and introducing this resource to you guys. So this is a special resource that presents multiple sides of an issue. So it provides some rich informational text to help students build critical thinking skills, understand controversial issues, and develop persuasive arguments and essays. And we achieve that by presenting multiple sides of an issue. This resource contains more than 1,300 point of view essays covering over 350 topics. And the following are the four different types of supporting materials that you will find in this resource. We've got the overview document, which will give you some objective background and description information. We'll provide you with the point document, which is like the argument information, and also a counterpoint, which will include some opposing argument information. And finally, they will provide you with the guide to critical analysis. So it just helps the student identify the fact versus an opinion, and also enhances the student's ability to read and think critically. And those 4 essays will be presented in this manner. This is a screenshot that I took from this resource. And here you can see that we have this article, the general overview information on this topic of juvenile offenders. And then as related items, we are going to get this point document, which will include one argument, and then a counterpoint or a counter argument, and the critical analysis document overarching the topic as well. Also, this is a screenshot from the resource as well, and I just wanted to highlight the different types of sources that you will find in this database. So you will find some newspapers and newswires, articles from international magazines. You will also get international newspapers, so both domestic, as in Australia and New Zealand newspaper articles, as well as international newspapers, some local magazines, articles from academic journals, and the 4 points of view special documents. Some of the popular topics, actually these are some of the newest topics that was included in this resource, are things like the AI generated art, anti-corruption in Australia, gene editing, housing affordability crisis, and so on. So it's got some very recent topics that are already included in this resource as well. You will also be presented with the option to browse the topics. So you can, of course, search for a specific topic, but you can also browse for these topics as well. And we will look into these browsing options when we head into the live demonstration. I also wanted to provide you with a few slides that includes the cover images of these reference full text periodicals that you will get access to through this resource. So you can see we've got the quadrant, the Time magazine, and so on. And we've got some main topic categories here. I just wanted to give you a very high level overview of the popular topics that are included in this resource. So you can see animal welfare, culture and society, energy and conservation, family issues, global issues, politics and government, schools and education. So these are some of the main topic categories. And when you click into these categories, you will also be able to browse through some of the subcategories under these main topic categories. So this resource provides support for students by providing the text-to-speech functionality for your full text articles. They will also be able to download the full text being read out loud to them in the MP3 format. Also, as part of support for students, there are citation tools allowed, the citation tools that students can use to copy paste the references or export them to their bibliographic management tools such as EndNote. There's also Google Drive and OneDrive integrations, enabling them to quickly save or share the content. Oops. And also, as part of support for the educators, you will also be able to see the Lexile measures, which are the reading level indicators to provide educators with an estimate of search results reading difficulty and the approximate grade level reading ability required for comprehension. So whenever a educator finds a full text from this resource, what grade level is suitable to read this document that they have found. So that information is included in this resource. The educators can also easily share the content to Google Classroom, and they will also be able to link the information that they find to their tools, their learning tools, interoperatively tools such as Canvas, Blackboard, Moodle, and so on. And continuing to present you with some support for the educators, this resource also supports school curricula, and I will point you to where you can find that information. But for the Australian curriculums, it comprehends multimodal text through listening, reading, and viewing, link and summarize information from different sources, and identify embedded perspectives and evaluate supporting evidence. As part of the New Zealand curriculum, the information you find in this resource will help you understand how texts are shaped for different purposes and audiences, understand ideas within, across, and beyond text, and integrate sources of information, processes, and strategies to identify, form, and express ideas. So this resource is meant to help the students as well as the educators. So now let's head over to the live demo to take a closer look at this resource. So here I am in the demonstration environment for Australia, New Zealand points of view reference source. And you can see that we've got a single search box here at the top with some menu options on the left-hand side. And in the main landing page here, it is highlighting one of the topics here. followed by some links to discover the popular topics, and the option to explore all of these topics as well. Of course, you can search for them, but if anyone is not too sure where to start their searches, they can try to explore these topics from the main page here. We will also come back and talk a little bit about featured content later on today. So for example, if we were to explore the topic of energy and conservation, we could click into that high-level main topic. And under energy and conservation, there are 18 different subtopics to explore. So for example, if we wanted to look at information on net zero emissions commitment, for example, we can click into that subtopic and it's going to present us with the 4 special documents that I have highlighted when we were going through the slides. So first of all, we are going to get the overview of this topic. So we can click into the title there and we get some details of this article, such as what is the title, who is the author, what is the source? What is the document type? What are the subject terms assigned to this article? Giving us a brief abstract. And then we get this Lexile score, helping the educators determine what level is required to read this full text. So I'm getting this score of 1510. And if I click on that Lexile score, it will open up a new tab taking us to an article on EBSCO Connect. And it's showing us this table of what the current Lexile band is for a specific age group or grade band, and what the stretch Lexile band scores are for a specific age group or specific grade bands. So if it was 1510, that is well above the stretch Lexile band, telling us that it is suitable for higher grade students, probably aged between 16 and 18 years old. Sometimes you might come across some of the articles with the Lexile band of 500, for example, which is more suitable for children of 7 to 9 years old in grades 2 or 3. You will also be informed of the full text word count. So how long is this document with the accession number at the bottom. You can go ahead and download this full text, and you can download the full text in PDF or HTML, or you can also feel free to download the metadata only, which is this detailed page here. When you're ready to access the full text, you can click on the access options and either click into the PDF full text or the online full text. I'm just going to click into the PDF version of the full text. And this is the PDF full text. We can read through this topic overview. We've got the introduction to net zero carbon emissions commitment, and some information about understanding the current discussion around this topic. What are some of the history behind this topic? We are also getting the net zero carbon emissions commitment today. So what's happening right now? We get some information about the author. And at the very bottom, we're getting some bibliography information, as in some of the resources that this author had utilized to write this document. On the right, we get some publication contents, which are the 3 other documents that relate to this topic. So we've got the argument here, the net zero carbon emissions commitment guide. Oh, sorry, the point here. Sorry, point is the argument. It is urgent for Australia to commit to a net zero emission target is one argument. And we're also getting the counterpoint document, which is a counter argument of Australia should take care in setting a 2050 net zero emissions target. And we're also getting that critical analysis as well. So without having to go out of this document to the search results page, I can get straight into the point, counterpoint, or the critical analysis from the full text. So if I click on the point, it's going to take us to that point document in PDF, giving us some talking points. We've got the thesis here at the very top, followed by some of the talking points, the summary, ponder this, and some bullet points to think about, followed by the bibliography again. In the counterpoint document, you are also going to get the thesis, the talking points, the summary, and ponder this, followed by the bibliography. So the point and counterpoints follow the same structure of the information contained in those documents. And then if we look at the critical analysis, you will be able to get some brief summary of this critical analysis to start with, and information on what you need to know before you read this, some of the things that you need to think about as you read the document, some facts and opinions about this topic, and some examples of facts and opinions as well. And then it's going to deep dive and throwing them some questions about in-depth thinking. And it's also helping them decide on a point and how they can debate about this topic as well. So these 4 documents are pretty special documents that are only available through this resource. It really helps students deeper dive into a specific topic, thinking about the argument or counter arguments, also thinking about some facts and opinions about some of the topics, and learning on how they can debate on that topic as well. Now, I'm not getting any questions in the chat, so I'm pressing through. But if anyone has any questions about these so far, please let me know. Now, within the full text, you can also click on this listen icon to have that full text read out loud to you, and you will also be able to download the MP3 file from here. And you get some tools here at the top. So tools are available in the full text, as well as the detailed record page, as well as in the results page. So I'll show you where you can find them. But first of all, you get the save button there. It helps you save the document to your dashboard, and we will discuss your dashboard in a bit more detail shortly. You can also grab citations in various styles. So for example, if you need to grab the APA style, you can simply select APA and copy that to clipboard so that you can paste it in anywhere you need to. And from the same page, you can export the citation to any of these bibliographic management tools. You can also add this article to a project, which will require you to be signed in. And we'll come back and talk about projects in a minute. You can share this article through a Google Drive, OneDrive, or through a link, or you can send them an email. And again, you'll be able to download this full text or print this full text. So these tools here will be available in the full text, as well as I'm going to have to take a few steps back. The tools are also available in the detailed record page here. And if we perform a search, we will also be able to utilize the tools from the search results page as well. So To talk a little bit about some of these tools, I do want to bring your attention to my dashboard here on the left here. And this is where you can manage your projects or manage your saved items or manage your alerts as well. And you will need to be signed in to my EBSCO in order to save articles permanently into your dashboard. So even if you save these articles to your dashboard, these are session based, and as soon as you exit out of this session, they will also go away. So you're not saving them permanently. So, but once you're signed in, you will be able to save them permanently to your dashboard, and you will also be able to create some projects. So projects are like creating folders on your laptop. So you can just save everything to the saved area without categorizing anything. But if you're working on multiple topics and you want to create folders to separate articles from each other, you can create projects and think of them as just folders and add and save articles and searches to your specific project. All right. So when you're on this resource and you want to land to the main page, make sure you click on this Explorer or whichever icon you're getting and on your upper left hand corner here. Because if you click on the new search button, it's just going to take you to that search page and not take you to that browsing option there. So make sure you're clicking on your logo on your upper left-hand corner to land on this browsing page here. Now, I do want to scroll down to talk a little bit about the featured content available at the very bottom here. So there are some featured contents giving you some articles and guides on how to write an essay, how to debate. So we've got some debate etiquette or debate presentations, or we even have a debate scorecard. And we have another article about writing a topic sentence, which is about writing an essay. So these are some of the special documents that you will be able to access as a featured content, and they look like any other full text that's available. So this is a debate scorecard that you can access. Some related contents may appear in the publication content. So debate etiquette is appearing for me. So if you click on that option there, it's going to take you to that featured document there. So I would encourage you to also explore the featured content accessible from the very bottom of this resource. You can definitely go ahead and try to search for some of the topics of your interest rather than having to browse for a topic. So for example, if I was interested in that topic of juvenile offenders, I can simply type in that keyword there, and it's going to bring me up with some of the results here. Now, I did mention in it that you can also utilize some of the tools from the search results page. So you can see that you've got that save icon here in your results page. You've got the three dots here to access some of the other tools straight from your search results page without having to go into the full text or to the detailed records page. If you want to save this search string or create an alert, which also gets managed in your dashboard, you can do so from your search results page by clicking on these three dots here. So saving a search means you will be able to retrieve the exact same search in the future in a single click. Creating an alert means that you will be able to get some email notifications whenever there are new articles added to this resource that matches your current search. Now, there are lots of filters that you will be able to utilize from the search results page, but I do want to highlight on this source type filter. that lets you filter down to the source type of points of view, which will include the 4 special documents that we have discussed today. But you can also try to access some newspaper articles or magazine articles or international magazines or international newspapers or even academic journals from here as well. Now, if I do try to limit down to the points of view from here, I will be able to get that overview document, the point, the counterpoint, and the critical analysis document here at the very bottom. You will also be able to access all of the filters by clicking on all filters, and you will be able to utilize your special filters like full text or peer reviewed. You can limit to a publication date, database, source type, or even the Lexile range as well. So if you're looking to find some sort of document that you can share with a specific group of people, this might be a great filter to utilize. So if you're looking to find some lower scored documents, you can apply that specific filter to find some easy reading full text options for your lower grade students. Now, coming back to the main landing page, I do also want to talk briefly about some of these research tools available on the left-hand pane here. Now, first of all, we've got some curriculum standards, which will open up in a new pane, and you can browse by country to find some curriculum standards. So for example, if I click on Australia, New Zealand and click on New Zealand, and I want to look at the New Zealand curriculum or the refreshed New Zealand curriculum, and we can go ahead and select a subject and an year and a grade, and we will be able to review some of the standards here on the right hand side here. And you can print, email, or save some of these curriculum standards. You also get some citation help, which will also open up a new tab and take you and your students to this article on EBSCO Connect, and it talks about citing articles in the MLA style. It also gives you this access to research guide, and I really quite like this research guide article on EBSCO Connect, which talks about research and writing tips for students. So there is a complete guide recipe for research, a 6-step process guide. There are some handouts that you can print and share with your students, such as top 5 searching strategies handout, tips to avoid plagiarism handout, essay writing graphic organizer handout, and so on. And C also has another article on how to take good notes. So if anyone is interested in learning more about how to take good notes, there is another great article from there as well. There is also some general help button here. If you click on it, it's going to take you to EBSCO Connect article, giving you some general help and start guide on the points of view reference source. And you can find some how-to information on various topics of this resource on this article here. Now, last but not least, I want to take you to the publications tab here. So you might come into this resource wanting to search for a specific topic, but you might just want to come in here to browse through all available publications. So you can either search for a publication or browse for the publications in A to Z. So we're currently on A, and you can see we've got some Aboriginal art of Australia and some other publications that starts with A. So Animals Today, Animal Welfare Act. If we click into T, for example, we get access to some of the time International South Pacific Edition, which you might be interested in looking at. And if we click on N, for example, we might get some New Zealand related contents here. So New Zealand or New Zealand Bill of Rights Act, New Zealand Country Monitor. So you can click into a specific publication and you will be able to get all of the issues and articles aggregated by year on the right hand side. So if I expand 2025, you can see that the latest issue was the July issue, which is very recent. And if you click on a specific issue, it is going to take you to the search results page, and you will be able to access the full text of an article included in that issue. So it's basically a country report that releases only one article per month, and you can simply access the PDF full text to read through that issue there. All right, so today we looked at how you can browse through the contents available in the Australia New Zealand Points of View reference source. We talked about how you can search for articles in this resource. We talked about the four special documents that you will find in this reference source and some of the search and filter options, how you can utilize your dashboard, and some of the research tools available as part of this resource. Now, I don't have any questions in the chat, but please feel free to pop in your last minute questions as I try to wrap up this session here. Now, if there are no further questions, that really takes us to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for coming along and attending the session. I hope the session has been helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.